Today we are going to read Chapter 8 of 5AMClub. That is, the 5 AM method, the morning routine of world builders. It is well to be up before daybreak, for such habits contribute to health, wealth, and wisdom. Quoted by Aristotle. Welcome to the 5AMClub. The billionaire bellowed as he bounded down the steps from his seaside home, Windsor. That's Creole for good morning. You're right on time. I love it. Punctuality is the trait of royalty. At least, it is in my playbook. Stone Riley's my name, he declared as he graciously extended a hand to greet his two guests. The tattered old clothes had been replaced with a black pair of primly cut running shorts and a pristine white t-shirt with the line, "No idea works until you do the work," emblazoned on it. He was barefoot and cleanly shaven, seemed extremely fit, and sported a wonderful suntan, all of which made him look many years younger than he had appeared at the seminar. On his head, he wore a black baseball cap turned backward. His green eyes were still uncommonly clear, and his smile was astonishingly radiant. Yes, there was something exceedingly special about this man, as the entrepreneur had sensed. A white dove hovered over the tycoon, floating in the air for about 10 seconds, as he suspended by magic. Then it flew off. Can you imagine this? It was a miraculous thing to see. "Let me give you two a hug, if you don't mind," the billionaire accused, wrapping his long arms around the entrepreneur and the artist at the same time, without waiting for a reply. "God, you have courage, yes you do," he mused. "You trusted our disheveled old man, a total stranger. I know I looked like a vegan the other day. Hey, it's not that I don't care about how I look. I just don't care that much about how I look," he said as he laughed at his own lack of self-consciousness. "I just like to keep real things. Nice and simple. Completely authentic. Makes me think of that old insight. Having lots of money doesn't make you different. It just makes you more of you who worked before you made the cash." The billionaire peered out into the ocean and allowed the early rays of a fresh dawn to wash over him. He closed his eyes and inhaled deeply. The contours of his chiseled abdominal muscles were noticeable through his t-shirt. Next, he pulled a flower from the back pocket of his black shorts. Neither the entrepreneur nor the artist had ever seen a flower like this one, and it was not at all damaged from being in the billionaire's pocket. Strange. Flowers are very important to anyone serious about creating magic in their work and private lives, spoke the Mogul as he sniffed the petals. "Anyhow, I wanted to mention that my father was a farmer. I grew up on a farm before we moved to Southern California. We thought simple, spoke simple, ate simple, and lived simple. You can take the boy out of the country, but you can't take the country out of the boy," he added, expressing an enthusiasm that was contagious while his sights were riveted on the magnificent sea. The entrepreneur and the artist thanked the billionaire profusely. They explained that their adventures so far had been phenomenal and mentioned sincerely that the island and his exquisite beach were more beautiful than anything they had previously seen. "Utopia, isn't it?" said the billionaire as he put on his sunglasses. "I'm blessed, that's for sure. I'm so glad your cats are here." "So, was it your father who got you into the habit of getting up with the sun?" asked the artist as they strolled along the water edge. A tiny crab raced by while three butterflies ascended above. Stunningly, the billionaire started whirling around like a whirling dervish. While he spun, he began to shout these words: "I would have it inscribed on the curtains of your chamber. If you do not rise early, you can make progress in nothing." "What are you doing?" questioned the entrepreneur. "It's an excellent quote from William Pitt, the Earl of Chatham. For some reason, I just felt the need to share it right now. Anyhow, let me answer the question about my father," the billionaire said awkwardly. "Yes and no. I watched him rise early every morning of my childhood. As with any good routine, he did it so many times that it became impossible for him not to do it. But, like most kids, I resisted what my dad wanted me to do. I always had some form of rebel within me. I'm a bit of pirate in a way. Rather than fight a small war with me every day, for whatever reason, he just let me do what I wanted to do. So I had sleep late." "Cool, father," spoke the entrepreneur, who was dressed in yoga gear this morning and carried her device with her to take careful notes. "He was," affirmed the billionaire, warmly putting his arms around his students as they continued to walk slowly along the pristine beach. Mr. Riley continued, "It was actually the spellbinder who taught me the 5 a.m. method. I was a young man when I first met him. I had just launched my first company. I needed someone to guide me, challenge me, and develop me as an entrepreneur, a peak achiever, and as a leader. Everyone said he was the best executive coach in the world by far. He had a 3-year waiting list, so I called him every day until he agreed to become my mentor. He was pretty young back then too, but his teachings had a depth of wisdom, a purity of power, and an ingenious impact that was remarkably advanced for his age. And the early rising discipline helped," the artist broke in. The billionaire smiled at the artist and stopped walking. It was the one practice that changed and elevated every other practice. Researchers now call this kind of a core behavior that multiplies all your other regular patterns of performing a keystone habit. Wiring it in as a profound neural pathway took some effort, a little suffering along the way, and the strong commitment I had in me. I will be honest with you, there were days during the process of automating this routine that I was cranky, days when my head pounded like a jackhammer, and mornings when I just wanted to keep sleeping. But once I locked and loaded getting up at 5 a.m. regularly, my days grew consistently and vastly better than anything I have ever experienced. "How?" both listeners wondered aloud in unison. The entrepreneur touched one of her fingers on the artist's arm affectionately, as if to suggest that they were together in this experience, that they were now a team, and that she had his best interest at heart. The artist looked his eyes onto hers. A gentle grin emerged. The billionaire went on. "In this time of exponential change, overwhelming distractions and overflowing schedules, getting up at 5 a.m. and running the morning regime, the spellbinder taught me was my antidote to average. No more rushing in the morning. Imagine what the alarm does for the quality of your day. Starting your day luxuriating in the quietude only the early morning provides. Beginning your day feeling strong and centered and free. I found that my mind became dramatically more focused as the days progressed. Every great performer, whether we are talking about a championship athlete, a top-tier executive, a celebrated architect, or a robust cellist, has developed the ability to concentrate on optimizing their particular skills for long, uninterrupted period of time. This capability is one of the special factors that allows them to generate such high quality results in a world where too many people dilute their cognitive bandwidth and fragment their attention, accepting poor performances and ordinary achievements while leading lives of disappointing mediocrity. I definitely agree, indicated the artist. It's rare to see someone focus on their art for many hours in a row these days. The spellbinder was right when at his session he called people addicted to their devices cyber zombies. I see them every day. It's like they're not real human beings anymore, more like robots glued to their screens, not present and half alive to life. I hear you, said the billionaire. Protection from distraction is precisely how you need to work if you are serious about dominating your field and winning at your craft. Neuroscientists call the peak mental state we are speaking of, where our perception becomes heightened and our availability to original ideas rises when we access an all new level of processing power, that is flow. And rising at 5 a.m. promotes the flow state of consciously. Oh, and by getting up at before daybreak, while almost everyone around you is asleep, my creativity also soared, my energy definitely doubled, and my productivity surely tripled mine. You're serious? The entrepreneur interrupted, unable to contain her fascination with the idea that a simple shift toward a bespoke morning routine could reorder a human life so completely. Absolutely. Honesty has been one of my core convictions for all my years in business. Nothing beats going to sleep early each night with an unspoiled conscience and a mess-free heart. That's part of my farm boy nature, I guess, observed the billionaire. Abruptly, the entrepreneur's phone signaled the arrival of an urgent incoming message. So sorry, I told my team not to call me here. I was clear with them. I can't imagine why they are bothering me now, she said as she looked down at the screen. In all caps, the following stark words appeared. Leave the company or else you die. The entrepreneur fumbled with her phone. Then she accidentally dropped it into the sand. Soon she was gasping for air. What happened? The artist asked quickly, sensing trouble. Seeing the blood wash out of his friend's face and her hands trembling, he repeated with great intensity and even higher empathy, what happened? The billionaire also appeared concerned. Are you okay? Do you need some water or something? I just received a death threat from my investors. They want my firm. They are trying to kick me out because they think I have too big a shoe. They just told me that if I don't walk away, they will kill me. Instantly, the billionaire ripped off the sunglasses he was sporting and held them in the air, making a circling movement. Second later, from behind a flourish of palm trees, two large men with earpieces and rifles sprinted down to the beachfront as fast as the cyclist on steroids. Boss, you're alright? The tallest of the two big men asked tensely. Yes, came the confident and calm reply to his secret. Yes. came the confident and calm reply to his security detail. But I need you to check this out immediately, if it's cool for me and to do this for you, he said as he looked at the entrepreneur. I can help you make this go away. The billionaire then muttered something to himself and a flight of doves soared by. Sure, yes, I'd appreciate some help, the businesswoman replied, her voice still shaking and pearls of perspiration appearing on her forehead, in the area where all those pieces were. Leave this with us, declared the billionaire. He then spoke to his protection people politely yet with an undeniable air of authority. Seems my guest here is being seriously harassed by some thugs hoping to take over her enterprise. Please figure out exactly what they are up to and then present me with your solution. Don't worry, he told the entrepreneur. My guys are the best in the business. This won't be a problem. Mr. Riley articulated this last sentence in the fashion that emphasized each word for powerful effect. Thank you very much, the entrepreneur responded, looking enormously relieved. The artist held her hand tenderly. Okay, if I continue, the billionaire requested as the sun rose high into the glamorous tropical sky. His guest nodded. An attendant, impressively attired, emerged from a hut that sat higher upon the beach. It was painted green with white trim. Soon, the ad was serving the richest, most delicious coffee the entrepreneur and the artist had enjoyed in their lives. Fantastic cognitive enhancer when consumed in moderation each morning, expounded the billionaire as he sipped away, and it's packed with antioxidants as coffee also shows aging. So it ends here. Thanks for listening the part 1 of chapter 8. You can listen the part 2 of chapter 8 in the next video. Thank you.